Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. So, today we will be reading a new Murli. Let me share my screen. Okay, so yesterday we were reading the Murli of 19th January 95, Baba's Avyakt Divas, a day later. And today we would be reading the 26th January 95. So, Baba mentioned about two footsteps earlier: be obedient and a complete renunciate, Agyakari or Sarvasvatyagi. And today Baba is focusing on two more steps of Father Brahma: obedient in following all orders and being faithful. So I was just checking the Hindi translation of this. So first Murli, Baba mentioned obedient, Agyakari, and today's Murli, Baba obedient has mentioned Farman Bardar. Farman Bardar is basically a Urdu origin word, which again means Agyakari only, but Farman Bardar means more stringent. It is more following the order as it is. Otherwise, it is basically used in the context of rulers whenever they invaded India. So it was told that if this specific order is not followed, it will be not following the king. Agyakari is a little simpler version. We also follow the orders of our parents, of our teachers, of our elders, and in that context. That is how I interpreted it. And hence, even in English, they have Farman Pradar, they have elaborated as obedient in following all orders. Okay. And yesterday he spoke about the renunciate, Sarvanshvatyagi, and today being faithful. That is the other part he will be focusing. So, what we will do is we will today just focus on the third step, obedient in following all orders. And maybe tomorrow we can devote in reading being faithful. So, let us start. Again, in this Murli, first paragraph, Baba helps us making a context of why obedient in following all orders is necessary. So he just does a comparison of why does some children go ahead and some do not. Although the teacher is same, the education is same, the teachings are same. So first paragraph Baba devotes in that, and then afterwards he slowly opens up the obedient in following all orders. How would Brahma Baba do that? And what kind of orders did Brahma Baba really follow and which we need to follow? So let's start reading. Om Shanti. Today Babdada is seeing all the loving and cooperative children, the powerful and equal children in all four directions. All children are loving, but they are powerful according to their capacity. Okay, so Baba is mentioning on these two words, loving and powerful. Loving is something which each of us easily able to do, but powerful is where Baba is mentioning there is the numbers coming out across. The loving children receive multi-million times love and cooperation in return. The powerful and equal children receive the return of being constantly and easily victorious. Of course, everyone receives this because the loving children are only powerful according to their capacity. They are not constantly able to experience victory easily. Sometimes it is easy and sometimes it is difficult. This is the symptoms of the loving children, or maybe only loving children. Bab Dada gives the loving children the cooperation of making their hard work easy because the loving children are also cooperative. So, In return of their cooperation, Bap Dada also gives cooperation. However, even when they receive cooperation, because their yoga is not accurate, they are not able to experience any attainment. So, Baba mentions that in spite of we loving Baba as a loving children, we do receive love as well as cooperation from Bap Dada in return. However, we don't receive that cooperation provided our yoga is accurate and we experience that attainment. Only through yoga you can experience cooperation, and because the powerful and equal children are constantly yogi, through experiencing cooperation, they are easily able to become victorious. However, Baba, of course, loves both types of children. All the children have love and the pure desire to become constantly victorious. But because of lacking power, they are not able to use all the powers at the time of need. Baba gives all the children as a right of the inheritance, a right to all the powers. Babdada does not keep any difference in giving the rights. He makes everyone into those who are complete rights. Baba does not give anyone everyone rights number wise, but you become number wise in receiving. Does Babdada give anything specially to anyone in particular? Does he give special tuition to anyone? He is not. The study is the same for everyone. The sustenance received by everyone is the same. Is there any difference? Is it that the Pandavas receive different sustenance from the Shaktis? The study and sustenance received by everyone is the same. But there is so much difference in taking this and in its result. There is so much difference between the 8 jewels and the 16,108. Is there not? Why is there a difference? In imbibing the study, the sustenance and the blessings, and in using them particularly, some children do imbibe all of this, but they do not know how to use them at the right time. They will be overflowing intellectually, but there is a difference in putting them into action. Very important statement. They will be overflowing intellectually, but there is a difference in putting them into action. So now Baba slowly opens up the first step of today. Why did Brahma Baba become number one? You were told two of his steps earlier. The third step, he constantly obeyed the orders of the father, the teacher, and the Sadguru. Even in Sakar Murli, Baba often relates that remember Baba in all the three relationships: father, teacher, Sadguru. Now it so happens that sometimes when we say father, we take things very lightly. But when Baba gives us instructions as a teacher, we should be obeying it in that spirit. And when it comes to Sadguru, of course, Sadguru, people have so much regard that they would follow the words of Sadguru as is. So sometimes we might jumble things and there could be a possibility that we may not be following everything together. But Baba is now mentioning that Brahma Baba, he constantly obeyed the orders of all the three in whatever form or in whatever way Baba used to give directions. He says, "Yes, my lord," to every order. You saw how he put the father's orders to be full in the inheritance of all treasures and to make others the same into practice. He used all the treasures of knowledge, powers, virtues, the importance of the elevated time, and the treasures of elevated thoughts from the first day to the last day. What all treasures is speaking of? Knowledge, powers, virtues, importance of elevated time, and elevated thoughts. All of these treasures he used from the first day till the last day. Even on the last day, he used his time and thoughts for the children, housed all the treasures of knowledge, of the power of remembrance, and of being the embodiment of tolerance until the last day. You know this, do you not? He used all his treasures for this, did he not? This is known as being a number one child in following all the orders. He forgot about his body, but gave a demonstration by using it practically for service. Because the special order from the Father is to be constantly equal to the Father in remembrance and service. So, from the beginning until the last moment, you saw both orders being followed practically. To follow the Father is the sign of love. So, check that you have used all the treasures from the beginning until now for the self and for service. The Father's orders is that you must not waste even one breath, one thought, or 1 second. Just think upon this for a moment. Not even one breath, thought, or second. That is his order. So, did you follow this order practically throughout the day? Or did you sometimes put it into practice and sometimes not? If you are obedient sometimes and not at other times, then in which list you would come? If Bab Dada were to make a list of those who are obedient, in which list would you be? Do you know this? You know yourselves, do you not? You are the trustees, the masters of all the trustees. So, without instructions from the Father, you cannot use even one thought for anything else. So, today's Murli might sound a little heavy, but yes, it is. Baba mentions without the instructions of Father, you cannot use one, even one thought for anything else. Or are you a child and a master? And so you use it however you want. It should not be like this. Do you think? It does not matter whether I am a child or a master. And so I can do whatever I want. What does it matter to the Father? The Father has given it, and so why does he want to account of it now? So Baba is also touching upon the extreme thought which we can get. So after reading this, that without instructions from the Father, you cannot even use one thought for anything else. So do we think that if the treasures are given by Father, we can use it the way we want? Why is it that Baba is accounting it for? The Father has given it, and so why does he want an account of it now? However, you tell the Father every day, everything is yours, it is not mine. Do you see this? Or is it yours at some times and mine at other times? When it suits you, it's yours. And when it suits the Father, it's his. You do not become clever in this way, do you? You saw Father Brahma, he used his rest time for churning and kept it for the children. He even stayed awake at night and gave the powers of yoga to the children. Have you heard about these activities? You have heard the story of Brahma, have you not? Do you follow the Father or just listen to it? To hear it means to do it. The third step, constantly say, "Yes, my Lord," and the Lord is ever present. Did Father Shiva ever become separated from Father Brahma? He reminded he remained ever present, did he not? The child said, "Baba," and the father said, "Sweet child." And so he remained ever present, did he not? So in his internal stage, he constantly experienced the Father to be ever present. He always said, "Yes, my Lord," for service, whether it was day or night. As soon as he received the order for service, he put it into practice. And in performing actions also, he always said, "Haji." He thought he taught the lesson of Haji, did he not? So, what are you following? You do not sometimes say Haji and sometimes say Naji, do you? So, show the proof of love. Do not think that no one else has so much love as you have for Baba. Sometimes we say, "Baba will love you so much that nobody else would love you that much." This statement is a little different. Do not think that no one else has so much love as you have for Baba. Look in my heart. What can I show you? What can I tell you? Children sing songs, but now show the proof. The proof is to follow the Father. So check in your stage is service, and in karma there is in connections and relations. To come into connection and relationship is also karma. As to whether you are following the Father in all three, do all the orders remain in your intellect just intellectually, or are they also put into action? The result seen is that there are many things in the intellect, that you speak of many things, but there is a question mark in putting them into action. if you have 100% in your intellect and words, and you only have 50% in your actions, in which list you would come? Would you be in the list of those following the Father? Should those who only attain half the result be put into the list, or of those who follow the Father? What do you think? If Bab Dada were to make a list, who would he place in his list? Should he place those who have half the percentage? Or, sorry, are those who only have half marks obedient? You do not think. If not full, then even half is good. Do you? Are you happy with just half marks? Do you think a little difference? Would you come in this list? Look, in the beginning, you also used to make a rosary. Do you remember that? You also used to make a list of those who would be in the golden age, and you would be in the who would be in the silver age. Should we make a list again? Or will you become copper aged by seeing your name in this list of the silver age? Baba is of course giving you a warning of the time, but the elements are also giving you a warning. Baba is explicitly saying that he is giving us warning, and also the elements are giving us a warning. Way back he said that in 95. The elements are also challenging you so that according to the time you give a warning to others. You tell everyone in your lectures that the time has come, the time has now come. Do you tell this to yourself also? Or do you only tell to others? It is easy to tell others, is it not? So now bring this challenge into your awareness for yourself. So, what is the speed of your efforts according to the time? Bap Dada is internally amused about one thing. About what? Do you know this? The majority of the children do this sometimes. On the one hand, you think that according to the time, you should be intense in your efforts. But you think this for 1 second, and in the next second, Maya influences you. So Baba is a bit positive about our thinking that we should transform, but Baba mentions that that is just for a second. Probably as we read the Murli, as we churn it, but there is second part to it when Maya influences us. Therefore, you think that all of this will continue all the time anyway? That this has continued from the beginning of time with the Maharathis also. And so, what can Baba do? He would not get angry, would he? So, what would he do? So, many of us might think that even the seniors in Yagya, Maharathis, are not really following everything. So, this would be just like that itself. And then we only think, will Babdada get angry? Babda says he would only smile. And the main reason for this is that from time to time, effort has been made very easy. It has been made easy. You do not become easy in your nature. The nature is tight, but you remain easy in efforts. So, what do you think? Is it easy yoga? Is it not? Yoga is easy, but to remain easy, that is loose in your life and in your efforts, is not called easy yoga. Yoga is easy, but to remain easy in your life and in your efforts is not called easy yoga. What happens when you remain loose? The powers become merged. They do not remain in an emerged form. All of you should remember the beginning of your Brahmin life. All of you remember this, do you not? You have not forgotten, have you? Do you remember what your effort was like then? Were you loose in your efforts? Or were you able to pay attention to making effort? It was this attention and with zeal and enthusiasm. And what is it now? You have now received the Dunlop pillows and bedding of carelessness. You have received very good pillows and bedding. The resources have made you into those who like to rest a great deal. So check yourselves against your efforts, your service, and your zeal and enthusiasm of the beginning. Do you remember? What were they like? Were you those who loved rest and comfort? No, but you are this a little now. The resources are for service. They are not for making you into those who love rest and comfort. So now let go the dollar pillows and bedding. Become the kings and queens of the floor. Even if you sleep on a bed, your stage should be that of a king on the floor. Bab Dada is not asking you to get rid of the beds and just have the floor. You do that in Madhuban. Look, in the beginning, they did not have the facilities, but their spiritual endeavor was so elevated. It was the spiritual endeavor of the beginning that brought about this expansion. So do not hide the seed of spiritual endeavor amidst the expansion. When expansion takes place, the seed is hidden, and so the spiritual endeavor is that seed and the facilities are the expansion. So do not let the seed of spiritual endeavor be hidden. Now reveal the seed once again. We'll just read one paragraph before closing. Bab Dada gave you a task to carry out this season, but you have not done it. Do you remember what task you were given? Or is it in your notebooks? You were given the task of developing an attitude of unlimited disinterest, discussing this with yourself and also with others, and revealing the seed of spiritual endeavor practically. So, did you do this? Or did you just have a debate and after one day you thought that that was enough? You just had a workshop. It was not put to use, but it was a workshop. So, according to the present time, now create an attitude of unlimited disinterest for your service and the timetable of your center. At present, it has become a timetable of great fortune, great comfort. What do you teachers think? Has this timetable been mixed with rest and comfort? The carelessness makes you give excuses. Even in the little illnesses of the body, even before when you used to have an illness, the enthusiasm for service made the illnesses become merged. But now you are now you are doing service that you love. Do not remember your illness at this time. if the sister in charge tells you that your health is not okay and that you should let someone else do it, would you allow that? At that time, where does your flu and fever go? But what happens when you have to do the service that you don't like? You will not have a stomach ache or a headache. If you had a fever, your teacher would tell you to use the thermometer, but for a headache or for a stomach ache, there is no thermometer. It would be your mood that is not right. And yet you would say that you had a stomach ache. These are excuses of carelessness. The attitude of unlimited disinterest has become merged and giving excuses has emerged. So let us stop here. We'll read the rest of the Murli tomorrow. Let us just ponder upon the Murli, whatever we read, for a minute, and then we can open up for discussions. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Yeah, so let's share what all we imbibed from today's Murli.
Om Shanti, brother. Today in the beautiful Murli, Baba said, you may imbibe a lot of things intellectually, but you may not still put them into action. So I think Baba's message is very clear that we have to keep putting it into action also.
Yeah, very right. So intellectually, each of us know what needs to be done. We have been reading Murlis since quite long, understanding it. But Baba's focus is more into the action part. How much of it is that we put into action?
Yes.
And Baba has also highlighted that sometimes or maybe often we become careless, carefree because we feel that we still have time, or some of us might think that it could take time to put into action. But then today Baba also showed us the urgency of that. He referred that in your speeches and in your lectures you do mention that time is very less and things like that. So why don't you take that for yourself? Baba has even used the word as warning for his orders, or maybe for his instructions, and also the nature. Anything else? Anybody else would like to add on? How do you interpret today's Murli?
Om Shanti Bhai. Good morning, everyone. Baba talked about us being trustees of Baba's treasures, and we tell him, Baba, everything is yours and it is not mine. But seriously, am I really following it? That's my checking point, because he gave a very good example as usual. Brahma Baba is the yardstick. So Baba, see, look at Brahma Baba. He used even his rest time for churning, and he kept this churning so that he can use it for the children. He stayed awake at night and he gave yoga power for the children. He helped so much. Until today, he's helping us to uplift us. But because we don't have that easy yoga nature of being connected, we lose out. So that's what I have to check on. Om Shanti. Thank you, Bhai.
Yeah, very true. So the essence, I think, which Baba wanted to say over there would be that Brahma Baba had so much urge for service or for serving the children or checking upon himself, that he could find time even during his rest time or even otherwise to cater to those needs of his service. But Baba, towards the end, he mentions while he was speaking to teacher that we sometimes might give reasons that today I'm not feeling well, today I might not do this, but we might just use that time for complete rest. But while we can even use that time for service, mansa seva or anything else, or sometimes we could just take a thought that uh, I just need to do this. This is my task, and that the things will go away. The things will be fine. But we might not do that. So probably Baba also wanted to highlight that context. Yes, Sujata Ben.
Yeah, Om Shanti. Father says that actually we children take Baba as granted as a father. We are not that obedient who follow the orders of teacher and Sadguru. So here we are lacking what I feel. To follow the father is a sign of love. So father's order is that you must not waste even one breath, one thought, or 1 second. The moment we waste it, we should realize, yes, I'm doing something wrong. I have to again go back and regret for it and then follow Father. These are very minute implications we need to follow. Thank you, Baba, for realizing these points through this beautiful Murli. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone. So I today I feel that so I had that weakness of carelessness in many times. I regret for that also. So and I also put efforts to overcome that. And today I got a point from Baba that with unlimited disinterest we can overcome that. I think so. And we should have that attention always. So while in relationship as Baba, we took everything as easy, and we are supporting that carelessness in action. But also Baba told, when you keep in following the directions from all the three relationships, then it won't occur that. So that is with the directions of the teacher and also with Sadguru, as brother also told. So we can took it as in a strong manner. Thank you. Om Shanti.
So I see also a point mentioned in the chat window that by Sister Padmavati, it was the spiritual endeavor of the beginning that brought about this expansion. When expansion takes place, the seed is hidden. And so the spiritual endeavor is in the seed, and other facilities are expansion. Now, even in other organizations, we see that whenever the original founder has formed the organization, it is mostly on the basic principles which is laid down, and everybody follows those. But as and how the organization expands, the essence shifts from the basic principles to more towards the expansion or towards the other things. So similar thing, I think Baba also highlighted here that earlier when there were lesser facilities in Yagya, probably people did more service, or they had more, they would follow Baba's teachings much in deep. So he probably in front of Baba there were also those children sitting who were from Brahma Baba's time. So he asked them to check back in the past, that now that you have all the facilities and things like that, because just before these Murlis there was this inauguration of Gyan Sarovar, and a couple of Murlis in the past also he encouraged everybody. But like probably that time children might be like carefree, or things are now okay, all right, and there was less maybe attention on the efforts. So that is how Baba then again reminded that what was there in the past and what is there today. So don't just get. And I think if we check this towards the present date, today we are in 2021. Today probably we have multi-million fold times more facilities, more access to knowledge, more access to the classes. Each one of us are listening the Murli at the comfort of our home. Probably most of us would be in our bedroom at the present. But yeah, it is then for us to check that in spite of having all such comfort which Baba gave us, are we also that serious in a Purusharth, or the Purusharth or the efforts we are into the comfort zone? Yeah, anybody else would like to add on? We'll take.
Yeah, Om Shanti, brother.
Yeah.
I feel for myself, even for a day, if I, do the Purusharth like Brahma Baba, every thought, every action, so much of intoxication he had, if I have the same intoxication, and really it's kind of Baba is pulling the ear, so much of comforts. I remember 20 years back, we couldn't have a glimpse of Baba. We were so starved, so deprived. We used to look here and there. And what life has become, it's so simplified. Everything is so beautifully, Baba has come online actually. And it's everywhere. We are listening from abroad, now also from Pune, from all corners of the world, all the best Baba's children. We are inspiring each other. But I feel honestly, this Agyakari, obedience is perfect, but Farmandar I lack. And so much Baba has said today. And if I live a day like Brahma Baba, I'll be so grateful. And I really totally, I'm feeling I need to do a lot more, a lot more, a lot more. Thank you, everyone. Om Shanti.
Yeah. So, when we read Baba's expectation from us that he wants us to have each thought, each words, everything perfect, maybe we can start with one small step. We can. Baba also refers in some different murlis something called as Mancharya, timetable of the thoughts of our mind. Okay, so we can maybe start with that steps. Of course, most of us would be maintaining a chart, but we can add on to the chart the points which we want, and we can start with some small steps, but regular checking and rigorously following with ourselves that how much of this I was able to achieve. Maybe also increasing the frequency of checking points. Just from, some of us would not be checking the chart, even I miss out some days, but making that checking a daily practice, and then making that checking twice a day practice or 4 times a day, and eventually increasing it. I think the more we check, the better it will be for us to change. And each of us are on different paths, or of course we are on the same path but at different levels of Purusharth. So it is for us to prepare our own action plan, own areas where we need to improve. And I think if we prepare that, and if we give a result daily to Baba, that Baba, this order, these instructions have given us for this activity, I took this for myself and I have been able to achieve that much. I think Baba will be very happy that the child has made a plan and he could do it, whatever he thought of. So if we start with such small steps, I think gradually and eventually we might definitely become like Baba. Anybody would like to share last point before we close off?
Yeah, Praful Bhai, Om Shanti.
Yeah,
So
Rakhi
Bab
ma'am.
mentioned an evident point where he says, don't become king of the comforts that you have got, but become king of the floor. So while I look at this point, what I get for myself to practice or imbibe is, however high you fly in your practical life or even your spiritual life, be aware and be agile to the reality and be grounded in what it is. Sometimes, while we are even in Gyan, we get that intoxication, we get into the ego, mujhe sab kuch pata hai, I know everything. And we get into subtle egos or a profound ego out there. So, what I'm getting for myself here is just be grounded and be humble every stage, whether it's going to be Lokik life or Alokik life, as a practical point to be taken from today's Murli. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very true. And again, like Brahma Baba, he already knew that he would be the number one prince and things like that. But still, he was not just carried away with that thought and left his Purusharth. So he was grounded and he did those efforts which needs to be made. So yeah, and even practically we can apply this because of the attainments which we get in Lokik. We might be just carried away with that, which is not what Baba wants us to. Hmm. So let's do a short meditation. I think we are already over time. So today in the meditation, let's check, let's shortlist any 3 points which I would like to change after this Murli. And it might not be very big points, that I will not waste a single second, that will be something which is overwhelming. We can just take a simple 3 things which we can immediately start doing. So just think of those 3 things for ourselves. Maybe I can give you one example. For example, while drinking water, whenever I drink water, I'll drink that in constant remembrance of Baba. Or anything, it could be anything around that, like food or anything. But great things can be achieved when we focus on the small steps. So let's plan for ourselves in the next 1 minute what those 2 or 3, even if it is not, if you feel 3 is a lot, we can restrict on 1, but that one step we should be following at least for a month. let's take that sankalp for ourselves. As we take the thought, let's go to the subtle reasons and speak it out to our beloved Father. Take drishti from him, blessings from him. and back to my awareness, to my body. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue the Murli tomorrow. Good day.
Om Shanti. Thank you, brother.
Om Shanti.